Welcome to LEATT LIVemaniacs for the fourth and final day of the 21st edition of Red Bull Romaniacs. We are here at Guștărița for the final hill climb, where we will bring you action from the riders of all the classes as they try and conquer this iconic hill climb before making their way into the finish under the Red Bull Arch to be crowned warriors of the most extreme enduro event in the world. You can see from our beautiful drone shots there what this arena looks like. There are so many people who have come out to come and see it and watch the heroes of their sport conquer the hill climb and come into the finish line. If you're in Sibiu and you're not here, you're missing out. You have to get down here. So let's go across. We can have a look at the flyover of what the riders had to conquer before making their way here into the finish of Guștărița. So from the start, they've got a fairly easy warm-up before getting into some really tough sections. They will then make their way to the Arena Platoș, where the service point will be, to get some rest and recovery before taking on these last few climbs. We have Wolf's Nest, which is one of the most difficult climbs that we've had featured a couple times here, with some beautiful scenery from there before making their way across the flatlands and here into the arena. If you missed yesterday's action, we've got a great clip for you to see, so you can have a look at how the riders went on yesterday and just what they had to conquer to make it into the last day of this year's event. Here's Mario Roman. He's made his way into the arena. Mario is on an absolute charge today because the time difference between him and Teodor Kabakchiev for second and third is so close. Come on, Mario, let's go. Mario is one of the best hill climbers of all the riders, and you can see there, just look at the skill of the man. Absolutely flying up the course. Teodor is now just at the bottom of the hill climb. These guys are so close together. The time difference between sort of from second place to fifth has been really close this year, but we've seen a dominant display once again from Manuel Lettenbichler. He had a lot of time in his back pocket, so he just is taking it a little bit easier today. Make sure all he needs to do is bring it home. Mario just pushing as hard as he can because he knows that every second's going to count. The top three on today's road, Mario, Teodor and Manuel Lettenbichler, were separated by less than 3 minutes. So the three of them riding together in a bit of a group over the course of today's sections to get into the hill climb, because they know that anything is possible and it's not over until you cross the finish line. We've got a few up and downs, so once they make their way up that hill climb, it's not over. There's still a few up and downs to go before making it over the massive freestyle jump into the Red Bull Arch. Mario firing it up now. Just listen to the sound of that bike. Super over the ledge there, just like nothing for Mario. He's got 2 more little loops to do. With 2 more up and downs. Here we go. Mario up over this little wooden ramp. Oh, beautiful speed. We saw in the 2023 edition that some of the riders were taking that ramp and jumping it a little bit too high and losing all their speed on the landing and not being able to make it up. But Mario's just about here. Absolutely outstanding performance from Mario over this event. On day 1, he was in 2nd place, which sort of cemented his position on the podium, and he's just managed to manage that gap to the others. So come on, Mario, here we go. Everybody welcoming him. Outstanding from Mario. We wait now for Teodor Kabakchiev to be scanned into the finish line as well before we can make any provisional results of what our podium's going to look like. Mario relishing in these conditions, because this year has definitely been one of the toughest editions of Red Bull Romaniacs for the gold class. And we heard from Mario almost every day that the tougher the better for him. He just absolutely loves it. And you can see there in picture with Mario is the GOAT, the legend himself, Graham Jarvis. Graham is going to be our field reporter or interviewer today, and I'm looking really forward to hear what Graham's going to have to say to these riders. Mario being congratulated by his team there. And Mario he's worked so hard, you know, he's had a few misfortunes over the past few years, but this year he's been on form and on point at almost every event. He's definitely going to be a contender for the overall FIM World Hard Enduro Championship before the end of the year. Let's go down to Graham with Mario and get some impressions from him.
Okay, man, how was it? Did I make the right choice to pull out?
Yeah, it was really tough, especially day 3 and 4. It was the level increased a little bit, and yeah, we suffered a lot, but I'm super happy to be fighting for the top positions.
Did you see any of the other guys then today? Or?
Not really, just in the service I see Teo, but I rode my own the whole day, very good.
You pulled a bit of a gap.
Yeah, I don't know, like I think Teo is like 2 minutes before me, so it depends. If he makes mistakes in the Gusterita, maybe it's possible.
Yeah, he's just arrived now, but incredible day.
Yeah.
You think you've won the day, or?
I think Teo, if he doesn't make mistake, he's gonna win, and me second. But yeah, super happy.
Has it been the toughest year ever, do you think?
Maybe yes, bro. Super technical.
Good job, man.
Thank you, bro.
So great to hear from the legend Graham Jarvis there with Mario, 2 greats of the sport. And while they were talking, we saw Teo. So this is Teodor Kabakchiev now coming down to cross the finish line. He absolutely smashed that hill climb. And as Mario said, he thinks that Teodor is going to win the day today. So from the time checks before getting here, Teodor was the fastest on the road. And looks like he's going to take another win. So, you know, he was the winner of day 2 as well. And it just goes to show how consistent he is to make sure that he is on the podium. Hey, Santi. Good to have you back, man. How's it been out there?
Thanks, man. I just came back from Wolf's Nest. Yeah, it was nice to watch the guys going really good. Mario, really good.
Mario was fast on the Wolf Snaps, you said?
Yeah, I would say like 5-minute lead.
Wow, that's quite something. And the reports that we had from our spotters out there was that once they'd made their way down from the Wolf's Nest and across the flatlands into Sibiu, Mario was on another level, just absolutely flying.
I can imagine. I was trying to catch up with them on the asphalt, but there was no chance for me.
Yeah, these guys are just too good these days. You know, even when our track director Teo is milking the racetracks for these guys, along with Santi and Mowgli and the other guys, it's quite difficult actually to make tracks for them, because you look at something and you think it's impossible, and then they just do it, you know.
They just show up and then it's just easy peasy for them.
So this is Manny now, Manuel Lettenbichler. He's come into the arena. He's had an absolute dominant display. He's got plenty time to play with in his back pocket. Let's take a moment here and just watch him as he goes up this iconic hill climb. So Manny clearing that hill climb so nicely. You see how he just took the middle line up the jump and soaked up that big, it's actually like a vertical rock face there, soaking it up so that he can get some good drive out. Manny is 4 times now the winner of Red Bull Romaniacs, chasing down that title from Graham Jarvis, who has 7 wins. Looks like Manny's going to make it win number 5 and edging closer and closer to the great. After Manny, we should see Wade Young coming into the arena. Wade had an outstanding day 1, finishing in 3rd place. And then again on day 3, he was 3rd once again, but unfortunately for him, losing too much time to Teodor and Mario on day 2. But he's been pushing really hard on this day 4 to try and close that gap and get back on the podium. Wade, of course, was the youngest ever winner of the Red Bull Romaniacs back in 2018 at the age of 22.
Yeah, Wade was really fast today as well. I tried giving him a follow cam down Wolf's Nest, probably the shortest follow cam of his life. And there you see Manny just blasting it up there. Oh, a little bit of a struggle on the last little bit.
And we saw Mario when he got there, it took sort of 2 or 3 seconds just to have a look at it and line it up before firing up there. So maybe a little bit of haste from Manny. He just wants to get into this finish line now, where he will be crowned the 5th winner of the Red Bull Romaniacs. We have a lot of up-and-coming young talent. I can tell you in the silver class, the top 3 have had a real battle. There were only 2 minutes separating from the silver class, where Chris Birch was in 3rd place. Manny jump, you see I launched over that wooden jump there so nicely, not even pausing for a minute. He's going to be in the finish in the next couple of seconds. Awesome shots from our drone here, Santi. It just shows all the different levels that the riders have to get up and down.
It does, it does. It's just like a tiny little prologue again, but more dirt.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to ride this stuff. You can see it. Manny is enjoying himself.
Let's watch him as he comes over the freestyle jump. Oh yeah, showboating for the crowd. And here he is. Manuel Lettenbichler is the winner of the 21st edition Red Bull Romaniacs, taking his 5th title. He's absolutely stoked. And everybody behind the scenes working tirelessly for Manny to make sure that the bike is so well prepared. His nutrition, his training, it's all a massive team effort.
And now we can just see again how big friends they actually are, and they're just glad to see each other at the finish.
So let's go down to Graham Jarvis. He is with Teodor Kabakchiev in the finish line.
Incredible ride today. How was it?
Yeah, it was an intense day. Mario was pushing a lot to get the second overall, me as well. But finally, in the end, I got it, so I'm quite happy.
Yeah, incredible. You've won 2 of the 4 days, and you're proving that Manny's not unbeatable. And but what question I want to ask? What could you have done more on the first day? Do you think you could have?
Well, I think that Manny is super technical, and on the very hard parts he makes a gap, and I have more to work towards this direction, but I'm improving, you know, step by step I'm improving, and I'm quite happy with how everything went.
Nice one. Cheers. Well done.
So we haven't seen Wade Young come into the arena yet, but I can just give you some provisional results now as these first 3 riders have been scanned in the finish line. So Manuel Lettenbichler taking the win there, Mario Roman in second place, and Teodor Kabakchiev in third. But let's go down to Graham with Manny.
Very good. Incredible ride again. Well done, sir. How was it?
Not too bad, man. I'm still trying to catch you with the wins, but still not there. But
you have plenty of time. But how tired are you? We want to know that you're actually a little bit tired at least.
I am pretty tired, man. I'm like, the last 3 days I was struggling so much, and actually the last like 20 k's into the finish now I felt better again, and I think that you always find some lost energy to push really into the finish. These guys rode unbelievably good today, so I couldn't go this pace, but yeah, stoked with the riding, stoked with like a 5th win in a row, man. And
yeah, well done, incredible, sir. Even the young guys are tired, makes me feel better. Tough.
I hope so. I hope so.
So Wade Young now is in the arena. We've seen Wade coming through under the trees. He's going to make his way to the hill climb here. And just to talk a little bit about the results there from these top 3. So Manuel Lettenbichler winning by 39 minutes from Mario Roman. And we saw him make most of that time on day 1, where he put 28 minutes into everybody else. And Santi, you know, it's just how smart he rides, where he just puts that lead in on day 1 and just manages that gap over the next couple of days.
He does. He's just so focused riding, and he always spots out the line. Like, he maybe takes 1 or 2 seconds. We might not notice it, but he does. And he just goes into every climb, every technical stuff, and just gets it perfect with the first go, not losing any time.
And before the riders started today on day 4, there was just over 1 minute between Teodor and Mario Roman. And at the end of the race now, Mario has taken 4 minutes out of Teodor to be in second place. So it was really tight, a really tight battle between those 2 guys. Wade just looking at this drop off here, doesn't want to take any risks now, right at the finish line, just letting the bike drop down there. That the sand at the bottom is pretty soft, so I suppose he doesn't want to jump off there and risk going over the handlebars. He's been fighting now for 4 days in the mountains, so he doesn't want to risk it this close to the finish line.
Yeah, and I would say this year 4 extra tough days, just because of the length of the tracks. Day 2 and 3 just got it out of him.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really long days in the saddle for all of the riders at this year's event. Wade weaving his way down here before he makes it up to fire it up for the hill climb. So come on, let's listen to Wade now as he goes up this hill climb. Let's hear the sound of that two-stroke machine. Oh, lovely stuff.
Nicely.
Wade getting such nice drive there. That's really well ridden. Santi and I have probably one of the best seats in the house here right in front of this hill climb.
Definitely.
And when Chris Birch arrived here, Chris riding in the silver class this year, he flew up there. I think so far he's been the fastest rider who cleared the section of the hill climb in a really spectacular way.
Wait just for the last push before the finish line.
In 2023 edition, it was a really tight battle between Teodor Kabakchiev and Wade Young for the final spots in the podium. And they had a really tough fight together here around this arena. They were super close together. And it's great to see that all the classes now, or all the riders from all the classes are giving this hill climb a go, because I can tell you it is so steep and there's not a lot of riders that have been up here. So to make it up there is really something special.
Makes you feel like you really know how to ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. But yeah, all the respect to these people, like bronze, silvers, they're all giving their best, trying to get up there.
And there are a couple of little escape lines where they can sort of jump out if they don't make it. So they can have a look, fire it up, and then take the jump out at one of the X-Strip lines or the 100% lines or Milwaukee, and then make their way across the little zigzags and into the finish line. Wade now making his way up to that long traverse where we saw Manny make that small mistake. Wade backing it up now, just like we saw Mario do before he fires it up.
Also quite tough starting in this kind of a sand. It's still okay now, I would say, but after a few more riders it gets softer and softer, and the guys will have a little bit more of a struggle up there.
So come on, Wade, let's go. You're nearly there, boy.
Yeah.
Wade has been fighting for the podium the entire race. One more climb for him over that wooden ramp.
Nicely done.
And now he's going to come down into the arena to do the motocross jumps. And Wade's got a bit of a motocross background, so let's see if he's going to give us a little knack-knack or can or something over that freestyle jump.
Maybe a big whip.
So here we go, Wade Young making his way to the finish line. He will be in 4th place overall in the gold class. Outstanding result for Wade.
I'm sure he's glad to be back in the finish after 4 tough days. It's a good feeling to get to the Gushterica finish at the iconic hill climb. Just grab a beer and relax.
He's looking so fresh, Wade, like almost like he's only done about 20 kilometers of riding. Wade been in really good condition this year. He made the switch to the Leader Tread gas team, where he's had some solid performances, actually leading the FIM Hard Enduro World Championship. And he's going to want to put this one in the bank before the next events and focus on taking that title away from Manny. So let's go down to Graham Jarvis and get some thoughts from Wade Young.
Okay, well, Wade, well done, man. 4th overall. Do you think you could have done anything more than you did? Did you have any major issues?
No major issues, just battled with a bit of rhythm on the first 2 days, but yeah, I tried hard. The guys are obviously pushing a good pace, so well done to them. Yeah, this last section a little bit crazy. My bike's been in one piece all weekend until I got here, so
every little bit makes a difference, every little mistake, it's getting harder every year, everybody's getting faster.
Yeah, I think it's just also like just in the hard sections, like just not messing up, you know, carrying that speed, not stopping, you know, that flow, good traction.
In the end, it's the consistency over the 4 days, just everything little bit adds up, but you've done all you can. How tired are you?
I'll be honest, I was a lot tired on the first day. I've recovered since during the race, so I actually feel okay.
Yeah, that's good. Well done, man. Nice one.
So great to see some reflections from Wade there, and that day one definitely was a brutal day, Santi. A lot of the riders, just all of them saying it's probably one of the toughest days that they've had on a bike.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. And I've talked to the guys and they were like, they're always expecting the first day to be the hardest, but I think they never expected it to be this hard.
No, this Red Bull Romaniacs is a true testament to human and machine resilience. And Wade's saying there that his bike has been perfect until getting here, because probably just where he saw him throwing it down that ledge. But you know, you have to look after your bike through the 4 days in the mountains, and with all the obstacles that they have to get through, you don't want to risk sort of breaking a brake lever or damaging a back wheel, and you have to just look after your machinery as well as your body. Oh, that's a super run up this hill climb, and there's that big step that we were talking about. Oh, yeah. That step there. Oh, oh, shame. Just lost all his momentum a little bit there, but where that ledge is, there is a vertical ledge, and that's where we were talking about earlier, where Manny just soaked up that ledge so that it didn't give him any air time to get the tires back on the ground and get the drive back up of there. So the experience of Manny and the riders like Chris Birch really coming through to show them how to get up here.
Yeah, you really gotta be careful with your rear tire, hitting it so it doesn't like pop you up again. So you just gotta soak up that wall kind of with the knees and then just ride it out. And also, I must say, these lines on the right, which the guys who don't manage to get up to the top, are also not quite easy.
No, definitely not. And there's a lot of them. The big wall rides that they have to go up and steep downhills. So it's not over until it's over. The next rider that we should see in the arena pretty soon is Michael Volkner. He's had a really great ride all event. Santi's been up there at the front fighting with the podium contenders.
Yeah, he was riding really well. I've seen him out in the woods and he was also feeling fit. I actually saw him have a little bit of a crash, but he was all good after it and then just kept pushing, trying to catch up to the podium guys. Well, as you can see there, up is up.
Yeah, up is up. That's all you have to do is make sure it's up. So now that Wade has been scanned into the finish line here, provisionally we can confirm that Wade is in 4th place behind Teodor Kabakchiev. Wade also 4th on the day. It's great for the spectators when the riders make it up to the top of the hill climb. It's just so exciting because they all know what a challenge this is just to get up here.
You could be on the other side of the hill and you would just know if somebody got up because everybody starts cheering. Yeah.
So if you enjoy riding your dirt bike and you've never been here before and you're considering it, I can tell you it is probably one of the best experiences that you'll have on a dirt bike, riding through the Carpathian Mountains here in Romania. So don't be scared to come and have a look and see how you can test yourself against the elements.
The riding in Romania is just unreal, so you should really think about coming here, and if not riding, just enjoy it and watch.
There you go, nice shot there. Oh yeah, see how smooth he was over that ledge. And once you're up there, you can sort of kick it down into first gear and just slip the clutch and make your way up. Awesome riding there. And these riders from the other classes will be stoked to make their way up to the top of the hill climb. Usually Andy Fazekas and the Crazy Bike team just sort of spice it up a little bit for us over the past year, Santi.
Yes, and we never know what's gonna happen, because Andy is doing it just 1 or 2 days before the final day. So every time I get here, it's like, oh, this is new. Oh, this looks kind of hard. This looks fun.
So let's go down to Diana, who's with Martin, the founder of Red Bull Romaniacs.
Yep, Martin, how is it going?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some sleep.
Wow, you should enjoy everything. It's the last day. Come on.
I do enjoy, but that was a tough week, you know. They're always talking about the riders, how hard it is for them to do the racetrack. And yes, of course, the racetrack is hard. But it's also hard for us to organize the race. The harder we make it for the competitors, the harder it is also for us, because the earlier we need to go out, the earlier we need to go prepare everything. The longer it takes to make results, and the less sleep we have. So yeah, I'm slightly tired, but I'm happy and better happy. No?
So this is the Limitless edition? Yeah, of course. How can you describe it from a scale from 1 to 10, quality-wise? What would you say about the Limitless edition?
I would say we are at 9.9.
Perfect. Why would you say this?
Because I'm very happy with the performance of my team, and everybody really gave its best to make Red Bull Romaniacs the best competition in the world, and I'm really proud that I can work with such a great team, and that everybody is like doing it out of his heart, and also we have so many volunteers that are helping us just to make it happen. And of course there's always a little bit of space for improvement, and that's what we are going to work on the rest of the year, so we get to 9.5 or something next year.
Yeah, with the help of around 500 people who work for the race during the race. Yeah, you're right, 9.9 is a good scale, is a good, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So Michael Walkner just got into the finish area, having a little bit of a struggle on that, actually I would say scary jump to off-camber berm, getting up to that point where he is now.
And there's not much of a run-up before he hits that jump. So he really needs to be concentrated and balanced. Probably second gear, flying up the ramp and get as high as he can up this really steep off-camber section. Just to announce to you some of the results from the other classes that we have. In the silver class, they started with less than 2 minutes between the top 3 riders. And in the end here in the finish line, we have the young Hungarian rider, Cornel Ut. He has finished in first place, 10 minutes ahead of Chris Birch, who was in second. Chris, a real veteran of the race. He was our 2010 overall winner in the gold class and his 7-time podium finisher here at Red Bull Romaniacs. And Patrick Riga from Austria, he was in third place behind Chris Birch. Patrick is the 2020 Austrian Junior Championship winner. So, as I said earlier, Cornel and Patrick are the young guns in the silver class, and we're really looking forward to see them make the step now into the gold class to fight against the Manuel Lettenbichlers, Teodor Kabakchiev, Mario Roman, Wade Young, and the other greats of the sport.
Yeah, we sure have to keep an eye out for these boys because they are riding proper good. Proper good.
Especially Cornel Ut, he really is a young rider, and I think Wade's title of the youngest ever winner of Red Bull Romaniacs could be at a little bit of stake here over the next years to come, because there's a lot of talent coming out of these guys.
Yes, it could be really possible. Cornel Ut is just, he's a fast rider and really technical, and I could see he likes to struggle as well. Really young, long legs help a lot.
Yeah, the long legs help in those sections where you need to sort of dab. Eh? So Mishi Volkner making his way up this hill climb. Go boy! Oh, he's going to be a little difficult from there because it's still on the steep section. He hasn't quite made it up to where that rut is, Santi, where you can ride it out.
Yeah, it's probably a meter push, but then I think he'll manage to get out of it. Now the last meter is pedaling up and straight into the downhill.
This year's event, we had 64 nations from around the world to come and compete at this event of Red Bull Romaniacs, which is quite a feat, Santi. It's the biggest event in Romania where there's been so many nations participating.
Yeah, it's just a lovely feeling also to see all these people joining here in Sibiu, Romania, in the heart of the Carpathians, and just having a go at the race, riding, or if not family coming with them, just enjoying their time. It's just such a nice thing to have.
And in the gold class, they were the first riders to make it here into the finish line. To give you the provisional results of the gold class overall after 4 days of riding, we have Josh Kirby from Great Britain taking the win there ahead of Kevin Gallis. Kevin was riding that massive 700 Tenere. Santi, how did he make his way? Did you see him at all on the tracks?
I saw him yesterday, or no, I actually heard him yesterday coming in, I think, first. And yeah, it's just crazy how they managed to ride that big bikes, and the sound of it is just the best.
Yeah, it's sweet, eh? And in third place behind Kevin Gallis was David Ignat, the Romanian, and these guys also had a really tight battle all the way to the finish line. Only 7 minutes separating those top three riders.
Michael Walkner also having a little bit of a struggle, just like we saw before with Manny, but he's going to turn it around, have a better run up, and then he should get up.
The Iron and Atom riders had a little bit of a later start this morning, so they didn't have to wake up for their 4 a.m. breakfast. They should be in the arena pretty soon, and it's going to be great to see the riders from those classes in the finish line here.
Now Michael Walkner having a go at it, and yes, clearing it out. Into this wooden jump up to this uphill, casing it just a little bit. Oh,
all right. You're just gonna have to hop off and give it a little push there. He's getting, oh no, he's made it out. So well done, Marco. Things are starting to heat up here now at the finish here in Guștărița. Plenty people coming in to see, and the temperature is rising, and it's a beautiful day out here.
Michael Walkner just hitting the last
jump. So here we go,
jump.
Let's bring him home. Marco Walkner, outstanding ride for Marco, finishing in 5th place overall.
Well done. plenty of people. I'm glad that it's not raining like it did in some of the past years.
Yeah.
Making it everything muddy. Today is just a beautiful day.
I'll never forget the 2010 edition was probably the most rain I've ever seen during the event. It was just absolutely so slippery everywhere. And Chris Birch was the only rider to make it up this hill climb in one go, which was really impressive. And I think that year we only had around 8 finishes in the gold class. So it was just so super tough, because when it rains here, the hills get so slippery and almost unrideable.
Yeah, they do. It's just this clay kind of a soil here at the finish that makes it quite tough.
The youngsters, Mitch Brightmore should be coming in fairly soon. Mitch is the leader of the Junior FIM Hard Enduro World Championship. So we'll see him in the finish line here fairly soon. But let's go down to Graham. Graham is down in the finish line with Marco Volkner.
Okay, man, well done. Good job, got to the finish. But they always say, you know, the last days, you always think it's going to be a bit easier. But how was it?
Yeah, I also expected a more easier day, but it was quite hard because we had to go up and down all the time from the start on. So it was quite intense. And yeah, I feel the body. I feel that we are already 4 days behind the bars, and yeah, it was quite a hard day today.
Is there anything you could have done more, do you think? Any big problems?
Not really big problems, but yeah, just made some small mistakes, but not big ones. So I'm happy with my riding.
And did you recover from the first day okay, or you was feeling it?
Yeah, for me, from the second to the third day was the hardest, because we was out there and we had to fix the bike and not too much sleep. But yeah, all in all, now I'm so happy to be in the finish, well because
done.
I'm...
Good job, well done.
Thank you. Big pleasure.
So the Iron Riders have made their way into the arena here, and we have the top 3 in the finish. So to announce the top 3 of the Red Bull Romaniacs in the Iron class after 4 days of racing, we have Dimitris Maglos. He is the winner of the Iron. In second place was Peter Worth, and in third place Konstantinos Dimitriou. Wade and Marco Volkner there having some words about the day's progress. Both of them on those gas machines, and they've been fighting each other quite a lot over the last couple of days, especially on day 2 and day 3, where Marco made a bit of a comeback and had an outstanding result on day 3. So as Santi, you said a bit earlier, this climb getting a little bit more tricky now because that sand is starting to fall down there. Oh, ghost riding.
Yeah, it makes it difficult. Also, the trail starts falling off, so it's hard to keep the line. The struggle for all the bronze riders, just this last hill, giving them just a little bit of a headache to get up. But then we're so happy to make it.
He's asking, come on guys, come on, somebody grab my wheel for me, please.
Grab my wheel, catch my bike.
So as we watch these guys try and make their way down to fire up again, this is the day 4 official results from today. Mario Ramon taking the win there ahead of Teodor Kabakchiev. Manuel Lettenbichler in third, 11 minutes behind it. As we said, he had plenty time to play with. Wade Young in fourth and Marco Volkner in fifth place. The time difference there between Mario and Marco was just over 50 minutes, so just showing how Mario was on an absolute charge today to make sure that he came in here ahead of Teodor to get that second step on the podium.
Yes, Mario was pushing it the whole day and he was having such a good lead the whole day. Just incredible riding from Mario on his circle.
And that will change the championship standings a little bit. Mario was in very close contention there. So he's going to be super happy with that because it's going to put him in a good position with the rounds that are still to come.
So he'll be fighting even more now and trying to catch many, or actually wait now.
So coming into the event, it was Wade Young who was leading the FIM Hard Enduro World Championship, 2 points ahead of Manuel Lettenbichler, as well as Mario Roman. So Mario and Manny were tied on 47 points. With Manny taking the win now, he will jump ahead of Mario, and Teodor Kabakchiev was in 4th place. So the points are really close. They're going to have a fight all the way to the end. Manny, unfortunately, not scoring any points at the last event because of an injury to his knee, but he's going to want to defend his title from 2023. Mitch Brightmore, as we said earlier, should be in this arena pretty soon. And in the FIM Championship, Mitch is in 5th place, but he's also a junior rider, and he is leading that ahead of his brother Ashton in the junior standings for the FIM World Championship. Will be great to see Billy Bolt back in action again next year for the championship. He's going to be really hungry to take it to Manny and the rest of the guys. Billy was our first ever winner of the FIM Hard Enduro World Championship, and he's going to want to get back on top step there. So we eagerly await Billy coming back to full fitness to compete with these guys.
Yes, definitely. I like Billy's riding style is so different from many, but it's nice to see like how close they are. Always, like in races, it's so close.
So Sonny Goja there having a little bit of difficulty at that little bridge jump, so he may not have got the drive that he wanted, that we were talking about earlier. Best thing for him is probably to turn it around and just try and give it another go, because to push it out from there is not only going to be close to impossible, but it'll just burn so much energy. And all he wants to do now is get into the finish line.
Oh, having a little bit of a tumble down there.
So in the atom category, sorry, we have our first rider in the atom category in the finish line, and that is the Canadian Alexander Petreuil. And we're just going to wait for the other riders to come in and make their way to the checkpoint here before we give you any results for the overall. But great ride there by Alexander. So here we go. Yes, much better from Sonia. So he's got his, at least the exhaust pipe and foot pegs over that little bump there. And the guys are just going to help him pull it up and get it over so he can go down and tackle the hill climb.
Not easy getting it out of that position. It's just laying on the belly. You really got to give it a hard push. Just move 100 kilograms upwards. Not an easy job.
Whoa, that's nice. So he's going to be super stoked to make it up there. Just trying to get a number there, number 163. Awesome ride from him to make it up. as we said earlier, up is up. No matter how you do it, whether it's a ghost ride or if you're riding it on the pegs, up is up.
Up is up and down to the finish. Sonny having a look at this drop down.
This is where we saw Wade throwing his bike down.
Yes, and Michael Wagner also just the same.
Pivot turn there from Sonia. What's he going to do? Is he going to try and ride it down? Little bit bulldog style here. Oh, and over it goes. Oh, well, he throws his hands in the air. Oh, well.
Down is down.
Got it down. Knocking handguards just back into place there. So often what these guys will do when they run those handguards is not make them fully tight, so that if the bike does drop over like that, it just doesn't bend any levers or anything. It just knocks it down so that you don't risk breaking any clutch lever or brake lever. So let's go to Diana down in the finish line. She is with Vinny.
I'm here with the man himself, Vinny Kershagel. Hi Vinny, how is the race going so far?
Oh, pretty good. It's so tough this year, and huge appreciation for everyone participating and finishing.
Quality-wise, from a scale from 1 to 10, where would you place Romaniacs this year?
Romaniacs is always capable to push the limits a little bit further, and I have to admit, even to us, it's always a little bit surprising what you're capable to organize. You know, getting the people out there in the wilderness and still protecting them, and this is, I think, what everyone appreciates so much.
I've heard something about the championship. It expands in Asia. Are there any new plans?
Yeah, what we face now, you know, with all the work we did in the last years, we receive more and more interest from the international side. And we are now working on a concept which may allow us to cover and channelize all the international interest without putting the burden on the riders to participate all over the world in multiple times during the year, because budgets are limited, and this is what we're now working on. It's maybe too early to give a hint what the direction will be, but the sport has such a global interest, and it's our duty to channelize all this interest for the better of the sport and for the future of the sport.
Thank you very much. Vinny Kershagel, everyone.
Thank you.
So Vinny is once again getting innovative and creative. He put together the West Series, which was the championship series that we had before the FIM Hard Enduro World Championship, where Billy Bolt was our first ever winner of the West Series. And from there, the sport has just progressed to where we now have this FIM World Championship Series for the Hard Enduro, which is just awesome for these riders to have the prestige of being world champion. Great shot from the top of the hill climb there, so you can just see how far it is down there to the spectators, giving you an idea of how steep it was. And Santi, did you see when our Dakar champion Matthias Walkner flew down this hill climb?
I have not seen it, sadly. I was not watching at that point, but I heard it and I would have loved to see it. The people were saying that he was going so fast down it, I would be so afraid.
It was one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my life. Just pinning it down the downhill. I mean, nobody does that.
Sonny getting up to the second ledge, just a little bit of a push.
And you just see now by day 4, these riders have had a real fight and long days in the saddles. By the time they get to day 4, the muscle strength and energy levels are not what they were on day 1. And they're just going to be so stoked to get into the finish line here. Sonny got 2 more up and downs before he's going to be in the finish line.
I've also just seen Matt Green coming into the pit, so we'll see some shots of him shortly.
And Vinny just mentioning there in his interview with Diana that, you know, budgets are limited for a lot of people. So, you know, for the event itself, it helps so much, and it's so great to have these amazing sponsors on board with us, like LEATT, Milwaukee, 100%, Liqui Moly, Vosna, and all of these wonderful brands that support this truly spectacular event. Without them, it certainly would be very difficult.
Sandra Gomez is just on the hill climb. Just not getting quite up on it.
Sandra is competing in the silver class this year, and she's been having really good results every day. She was currently 26th overall before the start of day 4, which is a really great achievement to be in the top 30 of the silver class. Yeah, high fives there, high fives from Sonny. He's almost in the finish line, absolutely stoked. Here he goes, he hits the freestyle jump. Yeah, Sonia.
A little stoppage just to get through the finish and get it done with these 4 tough off-road days.
He looks absolutely spent, but so happy to be here in the finish. Can't believe what his achievement is, it looks like.
Shaking his head, probably thinking about all these crazy stuff he has done these past days.
I'm just trying to see here on the actual day 4 standings of where Sonia has come in. We just wait for the checkpoint time to come in, but it looks like he's going to be in 6th place. So good result from Sonia, because he had a struggle through the days and battling with Matthew Green and Alfredo Gomez to try and stay ahead of these guys. And he's had a really good ride today to hopefully move a little bit higher up on the standings. As we mentioned him now, Matty Green, there he is in picture now, just trying to get up this really soft bank that we saw the others struggling pretty hard with. Matthew Green riding for the Rigor Racing team out of Italy is showing him fantastic support, really professional outfit.
Yeah, Matty's done a good job this year. Being around 6th position, I think.
Yes,
7th.
6th or 7th, we can check for you pretty soon, but Matthew riding for the first year now in what we would probably call the elite category. So he was, I think, our first winner of the FIM Junior World Hard Enduro Championship, and now moving into the elite category. So Matthew up now, he's going to line it up for this drop. Come on, Matty, let's see you ride it.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. Or is it not?
Maybe he's found some other line that we don't know about. So Matthew was in 8th and 9th position there, having a battle with Mitch Brightmore. He had a really big battle with Mitch in the Junior World Hard Enduro Series, and he's going to be pretty happy to get ahead of Mitch here at this year's event of Red Bull Romaniacs. Let's go across for a commercial break as we wait for the rest of the riders to come into the finish area. So Matthew Green there, as we were playing that commercial, has made his way up the top of the hill climb. He's down and he's going to be doing these last few up and downs before coming into the finish line. So this is the day 4 overall results. Sorry, not day 4. This is the overall of after all 4 days of racing. Manuel Lettenbichler with the win, ahead of Mario Roman in 2nd place, Teodor Kabakchiev in 3rd, Wade Young in 4th, and Marco Volkner in 5th.
Interesting to see how the times have changed. That Manny is always so much in front, and then you could see he was 30 minutes faster than Mario. Mario and Theo were quite close together, and then again Wade having a big gap. Like it used to be really close all the time with these top guys.
Yeah, absolutely. The last 2 years now where Manny has dominated the leaderboard. In years prior to that, we always see really close times between the top 5 guys. By the time we got to day 4, there was not more than 6 or 7 minutes separating them, and it was always really exciting and intense to see who would be crowned champion after the 4 off-road days. But Manny just putting on an absolute masterclass for everybody.
And Matthew Green just up into these 3 little steps.
Yeah, nice riding there. See, just keeping his balance there, dabbing foot out, keeping the balance to keep the drive. And let's see him hopefully clear the section before making his way down to the Red Bull Arch. Come on, Matty, let's go, boy. Time's ticking. Tick-tock. Here he goes. Nice riding there. Nice riding, Matthew. Yes. You can see there's even a bit of a ledge developing there on the exit to that. So that was great riding by Matthew. Regal Racing going to be really happy with Matthew's results. He is a youngster up and coming in the ranks, and really representing his team well here at the Red Bull Romaniacs, as well as the other hard enduro events through the year. We're also waiting for Paul Torres to come down here into the finish arena. Paul is riding on that big 700 Tenere in the silver class. So we have one of the electric bikes here now at the hill climb. This year we had somewhat of a test event for the electric motorcycles, and we have one of their riders here at the hill climb. This is definitely an innovation in the sport and something that we are pretty excited to see what the future holds for them, because you know, we've seen Teddy Blazuziak. He is riding for the Stark Electric motorcycle company on the Stark Vogue, and it's going to be good to see them participating against the other bikes in this event in the future to come. So here we go, let's see, here he goes.
Not much sound to it, but a lot of throttle.
Look how fast it is. Wow.
Whoa.
Really, wow, really good attempt there.
Wow, did you see the speed going up there?
The acceleration and the,
from
it's
0 to
unbelievable.
100 real quick.
And the you can, if you purchase one of these bikes, the Stark Vogue has 80 horsepower, Santi. I mean, that's just incredible power. If you think about a KTM 300's putting out close to 40 horsepower, so these electric bikes putting out almost double that now.
Double that. Incredible. I've had a look at it closely once, and you can actually buy like a pack if it's with 50 horsepower, 60, 70 or 80. And I would think that 80 is actually too much. You don't really need it.
It's a lot of power. And these bikes are fully tunable and fully customizable to your own rider preferences, and they actually have a smartphone that you mount on the handlebars, much the same way that you mount your GPS in a sort of a rubber mount, and you can fully customize the bike on the fly to choose how much power, how much torque, how much drive that you want to get out of it. And here he goes again. Come on, boy, get up over that ledge. Oh, see, it's just
not quite.
If you just don't get that extra meter, then you're going to come tumbling down. Let's see him. Hopefully he's going to give it one more go and not take the exit here, because I think he's going to, now that he knows what to expect, I'm pretty sure he can do it. And for next year's event, we have some pretty exciting announcements for some of the other classes. So we're looking to have a full electric bike class that will compete on the same tracks as the other bikes, as well as an adventure bike class, Santi, which I'm hoping to see Chris Birch come back and compete on the adventure bike.
Yeah, I'm hoping the same thing. And I'm really curious about us track managers if we get a big bike to do the tracks, because we can't really test it on a 300, can we?
Yeah, no. Oh, there you go. So, stay up. Oh. Great effort though, I must say. I mean, he got so close there because he was literally inches away from the small ledge where the bike holds itself, where he would have been able to ride it out. So excellent attempt there. We're going to go down to Martin Freinademetz, who is with our top three down in the finish line.
I think we don't need the helmet there. So while we are preparing some champagne in the background, I have 2-3 small questions. What was your favorite section of this race?
The final flag.
Final here?
No, the flag.
Ah, the flag.
Yeah, the jump. Okay, the jump before the final. This was my favorite one.
How did you like bedtime alarm?
I hope it's not in next year if it's wet. If it's dry, maybe it's possible, but yeah, it was a pretty hard one, I think, for everybody.
Yeah. So when we talk about hard, this is what you wanted, right?
Yeah, I love it. But was too much. Bedtime alarm, no, is the name?
Yeah.
I didn't know the name. Fuck. It was insane. Yeah, I enjoyed a lot LEATT yesterday. I think was one of my favorite uphills ever. Super fun, especially the downhill, like Andorra terrain, all the loose rocks. We had a big battle in the first lap going down. Yeah, super fun.
So I'm glad there's a lot of smiling faces because I was a little bit worried I could get beaten up.
You are great.
And I always say if I make it up somehow, you are good enough to make it up in wet. And yeah, enjoy the champagne. Congratulations. Looking forward to see you next year. We go scout for some new heavy sections.
So there you go, some celebrations there in the finish line with Martin Freinademetz and
A nice
Santi.
little champagne shower.
Yeah, champagne shower, which is always great.
Definitely.
Santi, it's been great to have you in studio with me and get your insights on all the different racetracks. You and your track managers work tirelessly out there, and well done to you for putting on a great show for all these guys.
Thank you very
We
much.
know
for
how
having
much
me.
hard work you do.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us here for the LEATT LIVemaniacs through the last couple of days here at the 21st edition of Red Bull Romaniacs. If you're sitting on the couch and you want to come and join, get your dirt bike, wait for the entries to open and get down here. I promise you, you'll have one of the experiences of a lifetime. Thank you once again, and we look forward to seeing you for the 2025 edition of Red Bull Romaniacs.
Un pic stânga, un pic stânga. Dacă mai încet.